Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Cool. So we'll wait just a few seconds and let some people join us. We are so excited to be going live. Yay! I'm excited for it. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Um, so yeah, we're going to let some people see if some other people want to join in, and then we'll give that just a few minutes, and then we'll hop right into all the fun things, right? Just spending some time together this afternoon, chatting and crafting, and we have moderators in the chat with you. Hey, bestie. Oh, thank you. We have Carrie and Karen are our moderators. They're going to be in the chat answering questions for you guys, adding information as I go through whatever it is I'm doing today, because I'm not 100% sure. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants today. Woohoo! That's usually how I do things. Just fly right on by the seat of my pants. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. And I do have some things I'm going to share with you guys before we start crafting. So I'm super excited. Hopefully we won't have too much lag. We've got a permanent setup now for our lives since we'll be doing lives every Thursday. I'll do, I think, the first and the third Thursday of the month, and then Carrie's going to do the second and the fourth Thursday of the month, unless she needs a break, and then I'll hop in and do whatever she needs a break from. So, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and hopefully some more people will join in. I'm going to go ahead and start telling y'all what's happening this month here at This Calls for Confetti. We do have our Christmas in July. We are going to be doing a big Instagram hop. July the 20th, I want to say through the 25th. If you're not subscribed to our newsletters, I highly recommend that you do that so you get this information ahead of time and then you join in, because it's going to be a huge event. Like, we're going to be hiding things on the website. There's going to be daily prizes. It's just going to be a lot of fun. That's what we are all about here at This Calls for Confetti, is having fun. I love to be silly and I love having a good time. So that's what I want us to be, just fun. So be sure that, one, you're subscribed to our newsletter so that you will get all the information about what's happening over on Instagram, our events we have there. Plus, we have events happening in the Glitterati, so you're going to want to check those out as well. And those items are usually always found in our newsletters. So, hello, how are you? Um, so yeah, be sure you're subscribed to the newsletters. Also, someone emailed earlier today and said they wish they could be notified about our lives. You can just hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, and you can also make sure you check the notifications so that when we are going live, you will get that notification. I'm pretty sure moving forward as we progress through our learning curve, I guess you would call it, we'll start to, things will be a little bit different. I'm sure we're going to start scheduling our lives, so we'll be able to put a link in the newsletter. Now, that's not going to happen right away because, like I said, this is new to us and we're learning. So just be patient, but we promise that we are working hard to perfect the process and make it easy for everyone. So let's talk about Christmas in July a little bit more. We do have 25% off our Christmas collection in the shop. You can shop all month long and save 25% off those products. Um, and we will be focusing on some holiday products during these lives to help inspire you and give you hopefully some ideas. Anyways, so what else was I going to tell you guys about? I have a list of things. I'm going to go ahead and flip you down. So the screen setup is going to be a little bit different than the last time. You're actually still going to see me there in the top corner. Hopefully, if things go the way we have it set up, you'll still see me in the top corner, but you're also going to see the craft table. So that'll be your main view. And I'm going to go ahead and flip us over to that view, and so that we can start talking about the products, and then we can jump right into creating with some of these products. Okay, it seems to be on my end, I can see myself up there in the top corner, and then I can see the craft table, and hopefully that's what you guys see as well. So, laid out here in front of me, it looks like it's a pretty good view too. Hopefully there's not too much lag. Can somebody let me know how the lag is? Because we've changed the setup completely, trying to make it better. And I want to know about the lag so that if I need to upgrade our internet here, it worked like a charm. Awesome. So I need to know if I need to upgrade the internet here so that we can start to get rid of the lag, right? Because that is so annoying when you're watching something. We did the playback for my husband, and he was like, that's a lot of lag. I was like, it really is. So, okay, here in front of us, we have 3 products. And when we do our lives on Thursdays, we're going to pick some products from the shop, and we're going to work with those products to give you ideas on using those products. And sometimes it's going to be products from the past. It's not always going to be new things, because I am a firm believer in using what you have in your stash, right? So here in front of me, you guys have seen this Pen and Plan stencil and die bundle. We've shown that several times. I think in our past 2 lives, we've actually shown you guys this. We have our express delivery stamp set. I love this stamp set. I love any stamp set that gives me a lot of different fun little elements in it. And this one has a lot. Plus, it also has sending to, Christmas cheer, some little sentiments in there as well. Also to and from, holiday. So it has a lot of variety in it. Now, we do have the Happy Holidays listed as another one that we're going to be sharing. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to make it onto my project today, but sometime through July, you're going to see that Happy Holidays. Now, I think the reason that we picked this Happy Holidays is because I had several 4th of July cards that I created using this Happy Holiday die set, and we thought this was a great time just to kind of carry on with it. But like I said, during our lives, you might not see every one of these products being used, but you're going to see at least 1 or 2 of them. And we're going to just hopefully inspire you. So what I did was I went through my stash of cards, and I pulled out some things that have been created using these products. So I pulled out some things that you could create with the Pen and Plan stencil and die bundle using the dies in this bundle. Now, I created this originally using the Pen and Plan die, but with this bundle set, you could recreate this just using the dies in this. So you can see all I did was cut out one of our coffee papers and then laid it out. That's why I love this. You can use the stencil in here as a guide to where to place everything. So, and then I used a sentiment from our freshly filtered stamp set to go ahead and add that on there. So the paper pad is the daily grind, and then the sentiments are filtered thoughts, I think. I'm pretty sure it's filtered thoughts. So then here you can see where I actually use the die the way that I had envisioned it, where you have your color palette and then you pull different pieces stamped with the freshly filtered stamp, and then some solid colors here that play along with this. And again, the whole idea of this pen and plan die was to be used as a tool like this, where you can use some scraps and then figure out a color palette, and then you could keep this in your stash and go back to it and say, oh, I can make a card using these things. Or if you wanted to send it as a card, you most certainly could. Now, back around Valentine's Day, we actually released a stamp set to go with the pen and plan die. Again, can be used with the stencil as well. And these are just fun little images. And the creators on the team have actually taken some of these images and used them throughout the year. I saw Easter, I saw birthday. I want to say somebody used the calendar for something as well. But anyways, it's a really cute stamp set and it can be used for a lot of different things. Again, the pen and plan with the color palette, and you could send this as a card or keep it for inspiration later on. And of course, my bestie, as always, showing out with her Halloween card using the pattern paper. She used the stencil and die bundle. She cut each little piece out using the dies in here, then laid them in, and then just used the moments in time clock with it. So moving on from the pen and plan, let's talk about this stamp set. One of my favorite things to do is repeat stamping. And I took this little stamp here and the little reindeer stamp here, and I created these cards. You probably saw them on Instagram, but it's so easy to do this repeat stamping. So the first thing I do is I stamp out all of the stamps, and then I just did a quick masking with some masking tape to allow me to stamp that head inside each of those. And then this is the Merry and Bright die set that we have, that's just like the Happy Holidays, except for it's got Merry Christmas, and you can also do Merry and Bright in there as well. So we have this version, and then we also have this version. And then, of course, you guys have seen these cards here. I've shown them in the last lives that Alana did with the stencil set, which we're going to be working with here shortly. But she did Halloween versions, and I absolutely love both of them. I just think they're so cute. I love how she used the little pieces from the Spooky Sweet Sentiments that goes with the 3-tier cake, and then also the spiders from the Wicked Webs. And then this is our Windescapes Halloween. And I do believe the witches are in the Witching You stamp set, which is where she got the sentiment from as well. So a lot of you have probably seen the 4th of July cards I made using the Happy Holidays die set. I just went ahead, instead of pulling those back out and showing them since they were just recently shared, I'm just showing you this is what that die set looks like when you die cut the letters and then stack it on that shadow there. So now that you've seen that we have the pen and plan, I need to double check and make sure the pen and plan is included in that 25% off. I'm not 100% sure that it was listed because it's not a Christmas item. So I'll have to check that. Whenever we're doing our lives, whatever products we pull and we list, those products will be 25% off for the month that we're using them. So I don't know what next month will be. We'll have a look at it and see. I think we're going to work towards having it set up so that we can do a newsletter maybe a week in advance, and then allowing everybody to go ahead and purchase the items if they want at that discount. And then you'll have this stuff and you can craft along with us as we're doing the lives. So that's our goal. We'll get there eventually. It probably won't be tomorrow, but we will get there eventually. Okay, so I figured, well, this is new for me. I'm going to be creating a card with you. Is the lighting okay? Can you guys see everything? It's not too bright, right? Okay, so I'm grabbing my mat and I want to show you guys this. You've probably seen it before, but this is just a sticky mat from Altenew. And yes, I highly encourage you to shop other brands. Shop Altenew. Altenew has my favorite blender brushes, along with the Simon Hurley blender brushes. Those are my favorites. The sticky mats I love. This little glass mat here I have another one that I originally started with from Simon. And I had the mat, and I wanted a way to be able to store my mat without having to worry about putting it in plastic every time. So I stuck it to my Simon glass board, and I showed Alana, and she was like, oh yes. So then I bought another glass board, so when she's here, she has hers to work on as well. But it's so easy. I just keep it in I have these big file folders in a drawer, and then I just set it in there just like that. And I don't have to worry about it. It stays sticky and ready to use, and I love that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have some Nina cardstock, heavy cardstock, bestie. I have Nina cardstock. This is actually Avalanche White. That's the color I prefer. But other than the color, it's exactly like, what is the other one called? I don't even remember what it's called now because I don't use it. Somebody help me out. What's the other Nina cardstock color that's so very popular? I can't remember. Anyways, this one is Avalanche White. I'm going to change my glasses out. And at home, she has the same setup. We influence each other quite a bit, I think. Or as her husband likes to say, and my husband too, we're temptresses. She's going to be like, you're telling too much. You're saying too much. Stop. Okay, so I have laid down the main stencil from the Pen and Plan stencil and die bundle on a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch Avalanche White Nina 110-pound cardstock. And you can use any cardstock you have. It can be whatever weight you want it to be. You do not have to use this Nina cardstock. Now, when I originally started playing around, because I had to have some type of idea to share with you guys, I only had 3 colors of distress inks. I had the Kitsch Flamingo, Antique Linen, and Salvage Patina, but I've decided I'm going to bring in the Lumberjack Plaid ink as well to give it a little bit of red for Christmas, because that's what I'm aiming for. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and ink blend this. And I'm going to start with this Lumberjack Plaid. And I'm using some new Simon Hurley blender brushes. Oh man, if you guys have not tried these blender brushes are amazing. Like, hats off to Simon for these things because they are so good. I do believe that Bestie influenced me on these, and we bought the big ones and this size. And I don't think we regretted it one time. We laugh at each other about how many of these brushes we each have, right? So just laying down the red, starting right there. And then I'm going to come in with the pink. And I'm going to blend right down below that. Now, just keep in mind that we're just creating an idea right now. This is sometimes just how I play. I'll come in here and I'll grab stuff and I'm like, let's just see what I can make, right? And I'm intentionally leaving it a little bit lighter over here and darker over here because this is, in my idea, my color palette, right? So as I work through this, using these new blender brushes, And you know what? We have so many of them. I'm not even mad about making them dirty. Yep, that's how many of them we have. So, what is everybody doing for the summer? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Are you a summer person or do you prefer the winter, fall, winter, holidays? I used to be a fall and winter girl, but I've quickly come to love spring and summer. All right. So now that I have my colors laid down, stick with me on this. I promise it's going to look better. I'm going to grab my snowflake stencil and I'm going to go over all of this. I'm leaving this stencil laying down. I will wipe this stencil off real quick. Let's wipe that off. No sense in being, now if I wasn't doing a live, I wouldn't wipe it off. I'm just going to be honest with you. I would just keep on crafting. Feel like it is what it is, right? Okay, we have our snowflake stencil. We're going to go down over our stencil and we're going to stencil right over with the same color. So you don't even need to grab new brushes. Just use the brush that you had. And I'm just holding this in place to do this. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. That's okay. I have another brush here we can use. Altenew brushes are amazing brushes. I absolutely love these brushes. I'm even going to work this down into that antique linen just a little bit, just to blend it some. And that's all we're doing is just blending the inks over the stencil. I'm going to bring this down into that Salvage Patina color some too. I'm going to be sure I get this good. You know, I always say, oops, but that's okay because I had it squared up on the stencil below so I know where to go with it. I always say if you're new to ink blending, start with stencils. It'll help you get a better feel for your, I got a little bit of a blur there, but that's okay. It'll give you a better feel for blending with colors. To me, it's easier than just starting out and trying to blend a full background. If you start with stencils, it just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, we're going to lift this up and you can see what we created there. There's our ink blended background. So I'm going to go ahead, set this to the side and grab my Misty so that we can do some quick stamping. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of different ideas. So in my mind, I'm already seeing a solid inked background with the snowflakes and then using the layer at die set to create a shaker window and put some really pretty white iridescent shakers in that window, and then doing either Merry and Bright with that word die set or Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We even have a Deck the Hall die set. that would be really pretty with that. You know, you could even use this panel right here and create a full front shaker and put this as your back to your full front shaker. Fill it with your sequins, your polymer clay snowflakes, and then add your sentiment on top of it. So many things that are coming to mind right now as I'm working with this ink blended background, because I really like the way this is looking, except for my blur right there, but we're going to take care of that. We're not going to let it get to us. We're going to go right over it with the stamp. Smoke and mirrors, right? Okay, so I think up here, let's do some lights right up here. And then this is one of my favorite stamps in this set. We'll just go right here with that. This is a great way to get to know your stamp set as well, because you get to stamp out as much as you want, as little or as much as you want. It's completely up to you how much you want to stamp. So I love that. This is another of my favorites. This is a great way for me to show you what all these stamps look like. And then, yeah, sure, why not? One more. I'll have them all stamped in before it's over with. Mark me. Let's see. Yeah, why not? Remember, this is just us playing around, testing things out. At some point, I would love to do a live where you guys pick what I use and then me stamp from that. Okay, I think we have enough stamps. We're going to stamp these. Now, I'm going to stamp these using Distress Oxide inks in the same colors that we use. And we're going to have to stamp them quite a bit, but that's okay. That's what the Misty is so amazing for. You could go darker if you wanted to. That's completely, you could probably pull out like the peacock feathers and stamp over this, or the picked raspberry to stamp over the rest, if you wanted it to be darker. But I just want this to be really subtle. I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones in this whole stamp set, is the special delivery. And then you can actually write in the name if you want to. All right, I think that's pretty good on that one. And then here, I'm going to do the linen. I'm going to move that one out of the way. So if you wanted to, you could take all of these pieces that we're blending, use the dies in this stencil and die bundle, cut them out, and then arrange them in the center of your card and use that as your background. I would pop them up because I love adding dimension to my cards. But you could go straight to the card base with them if you wanted to, and then put you a fun little sentiment over it. And then this would be based all off of, you know, express delivery to the North Pole. Let's see. I think we'll do this one. And I'm okay if part of it gets, you know what, let's just do it all. Let's just make life easy. Yeah, you know, I'm the same way. I need to start using my Distress Oxides more too. And you know, I was watching, oh my goodness, now I cannot remember her name to save my life. Who was it that I was watching? Heidi Swapp, that's who I was watching. I was watching her stamp. She is absolutely amazing, y'all. I watched her stamp with Distress Oxides and build a whole scene from a stamp set she had. And I was like, I think I need that stamp set in my life. But it was very inspiring to watch her stamp with these and then think, oh, I should pull mine out and stamp with them as well. That's cute. So off of this, while I was sitting here, I gave you some ideas for creating a background and then creating a card. I really do love that on there. His little nose needs a glitter sequin. So have you guys seen our glitter sequins? We have two greens. We have a red, a pink, champagne silver, gold, and a black that everybody is up in arms over because it kind of looks blue. And it does. It does when you, depending on how you turn it, it does look navy, and then the other way it looks black. When I ordered it and I had it on the way, I already named it black. And I was like, well, it is what it is at this point, right? So I left it as black, but trust me, I've had quite a few people contact me to let me know that, no, it is in fact blue. And I'm like, well, it depends on which way you're looking at it, right? So on one side of the glitter, it's rough. This side here is the glitter side. On the back side, it's smooth. It's very smooth. So if you're wanting to use these, just run your finger across to find the smooth side, put down a little bit of glue, and we just gave him a very shiny nose, just like that. So cute. So now what are we going to do with this? I would probably keep this as inspiration for some holiday cards. Like I said, you could use the dies and cut out each one of these little panels, pop them up, put a sentiment on a card, and you're ready. Or you could use it just like this, make a card with it just like this, and it would be perfectly fine. You could stamp a sentiment in here. There's so many things that you could do with this. But what it has really inspired me is to want to create the card with the ink blended background and then make a shaker and have fun with that. What do you guys think? I just love the way this turned out though. I just think it's so much fun. So I would just set this here in front of me and then just start creating off the ideas. Some random stamping would be fun, especially using these Distress Oxides. I love that. So let's do the ink blended background. We're here, let's do it. So I'm going to lay this down, and I do want a border around. So I'm just going to grab some masking tape. You know what? Let me see if I have. I don't have it here. I'm just going to grab some masking tape, and I'm just going to go right around. I'm going to do it all right here in my Misty too. I know y'all are probably like, Lisa, what are you doing? It'll be fine. I promise you, it'll be fine. That's what I always say. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just go with it. This is making me think I need a set of stencils that will do this for me. And I do know that there are such stencils on the market. All right, there we go. All right, we're going to start with our red. I'm going to start right up here. Would anybody be interested in maybe weekend, like where we all do a Zoom or a Google, what is it, Google Video Meet, whatever it's called, and just got together and we could chat, we could craft while we were chatting, or if you don't want to craft, you can just hop on and chat with us. Is anybody interested in maybe some time like that? Okay, bestie, I hear you with the stencil for the perfect map, but it needs to be a stencil set that has the perfect map, but it has more than just one, right? It has to be different sizes, I think, for it to be worthwhile. So, like, map, different frame sizes. I love how she's so encouraging with, yes, you need to do that. Okay, so we do have someone. Oh, hey, Sue. You guys do that on Mustache, right? Have everybody here knows Mustache, right? If you don't, you need to check it out. It's absolutely amazing. I've been sitting down, dedicating 1 hour as much as I can. I'll set a timer on my phone and start and upload projects. I've had 2 sessions like that where I'm uploading projects and into Mustache. So if you don't know what Mustache is, but I bet everybody here does, raise your hand if you know what Mustache is. Um, if you don't know what it is, it's this amazing app that lets you track your products that you have, and you can organize them, and it is so well thought out. The people that are doing it, Sue is one of them. I'm telling you, it is one of the, I was blown away by how organized it is, how well thought out it is, all the things that you can do, the things that you can find, the information that you can put in with your card. Like they even have it in there. Do you still have this card in your stash? If not, who have you sent it to? I mean, it's just amazing. You guys check it out if you haven't. Must Stash. It's MUSTSTASH. I think Carrie dropped a. Can you drop a link in there for it, Carrie? Because it's so good. It is so good. So they do live chats in their Facebook. Well, you can join their Facebook group, and Sue will post in there that they're going to do like a live chat on a Saturday. I think it's Saturdays that they do them. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sue, but they also do live craft chats where they get together and they chat and craft together. I need to join one of them and just pop in there and say hey to everybody. Um, Maybe this weekend. Are you guys doing one this weekend? Yes, they did just do a bunch of updates and they were so good. So, so good. Does anybody else love ink blending? Like I am just sitting here ink blending, chatting away, but y'all are probably like, Lisa, hush and get with it, right? Get moving, girl. I can't help it, y'all. I love to talk. You can ask my friend. I'm a talker. I'm a chatty one. Yeah, Alana's the one that told me about Mustache. Because my girl, she knows all about the crafting community, okay? She's like, have you seen such and such, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, let me go check it out. Because she's the one who told me about Mustache. And then immediately, we had just moved our shop over to Shopify. So I went to look, and sure enough, they're with do Shopify shops. And I was like, oh, well, I need to get our products listed on there, right? Because one, it's an amazing, I mean, how amazing is it? It's just so good. And what a great way for me to organize my products. So, yeah. In fact, I was just looking, I think it's time for my membership to renew. And I'm like, yes, please sign me up again. And it's a great way to connect with other crafters. Like, you can see so much inspiration on there. You could go in there and type in Bigfoot and it'll pull up Bigfoot stuff. It's so good. I am absolutely loving this color combo. I think I see some stripes in my future with this combo too. I mean, we really are just crafting on the fly today, aren't we? I said it at the beginning of the video, I really love, I am a fly by the seat of my pants. Let's see what kind of mess we made here, shall we? Oh, that's really pretty. I probably could have went a little bit heavier right in this area, but you know what? You can put a sentiment there and it'll be just fine. I really like that. I love that color palette. That's so pretty. So you could easily come in and put you a big sentiment right there in the center. Voila, happy holidays. I would not use these colors, but you could see what you could do here. I don't know that we're... Okay, so let's go ahead. I am going to grab my die cutting machine and I'm going to see. I'm probably going to have to go to my big machine for this. Didn't want to have to do that, but that's okay. Have you guys seen the Layer It die set that we have? The whole reason that I created this die set was because ephemera. And when I work with ephemera, I like to make layers. And then I also like frames to anchor my ephemera down onto. So like I would cut this out in pattern paper and then I would put my ephemera here on the corner on my card, right? But it also has tags and it also has a big postage die in it as well. I guess I need to check to see if it's listed in the Christmas section. And if it is, that's great. If it's not, I need to put it there. I'm going to cut this out. Oh, talk about perfect. Almost, not quite. I don't know. I don't want to use that one. Let's use this one. All right, I'm going to go run this through the die cutting machine off screen because I don't have it over here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So while I was away, I went ahead and wanted to die cut this out. Oh, now that would be so cool. Look at that. Anyways, um, get with the program, Lisa. We're going to make a quick shaker card with this. I'm probably going to trim this down and then just use some mounting foam behind it and then create the shaker, bump that up even more. I don't know. I have no clue what I'm doing here. Again, flying by the seat of my pants. It might not be a good idea for me to fly by the seat of my pants while I'm doing lives, right? But I just thought it would be fun to hang out and chat and just so you guys can, Carrie will probably be so much more organized than me when it comes to these chats or these crafting sessions because she's just more put together than I am. That's all I know to say. Honestly, I did not know until 6:30 this morning what I was even, like I knew I was going to be using the products that I would be using, but I didn't have a clue what I was going to make. And yesterday was a pretty rough day for me. So I was like, what am I going to do? Every idea I tried to come up with beforehand, I was like, garbage, garbage, just throw it in the garbage. My bestie's like, don't you throw that in the garbage. And I'm like, it's in the garbage. We laugh about that all the time. Oh, I love you, bestie. But yeah, yesterday was just a very rough day for me. And I just couldn't come up with anything. And then this morning I got up early because I had an appointment this morning that I had to go to. And I was like, well, I'll get up early and I'll come in here and I'll just play around. And when I did, I created this card. And I love the pink and the turquoise and the antique linen color together. And then I created the shaker and I was like, I like it, but I wished I had to put the the piece that I cut out in the shaker. Why didn't I do that? But at least it gave me some inspiration, right? I was like, okay, so I know where I'm going. And that was that. I know y'all are thinking, Lisa, you didn't put your foam tape or your acetate down, but I'm not using acetate on this piece. We're just going to pop this piece up off the card. So it'll be like this, because I told y'all your girl likes dimension. And then we're going to come in with a piece of acetate behind this one to create our shaker. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And I'm just using some double-sided adhesive for my shaker. So Alana's coming in August, and it's in the trash. The card that I made yesterday, it's in the trash, Alana. She's coming in August, and I think we'll probably hop on and do another live while she's here. We'll leave the guys downstairs. We'll tell them to go fend for themselves while we come upstairs and do our own thing. So I'm just using a piece of our acetate to go on the back side of this. And then I'm going to grab take it out of the trash right now. You can't make me. You're not here. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to trim this acetate down. I like to kind of get my scissors up behind the piece of paper so that the acetate doesn't show. I know, I can't wait. We have the best time when we craft together. You know how we talked about us crafting together and how we make so much when we're together. And I think it's because we're really not even thinking about crafting because we're busy just being silly. And so then it just flows so easily for us, right? And it takes for me, it it makes it more relaxing when you're here for me to craft. All right, yes, I like that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put my foam tape on here. I told y'all I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Like, what is the vision here? I don't know. We're just going to make a shaker. I said I wasn't going to make a shaker during this live because they're too much of a headache. But here we are making a shaker. Like when I look at how many cards we make when you come here, I'm like, why are we not doing this at home? You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get in here and knock out 10 cards easily. Well, the last time I only knocked out one because I kept struggling with the background on it. Let me grab my little tool, get my little anti-static powder. Okay, so can we talk about this It's No Secret tool for a second? Because here's the thing. When you use this, it's best not to open it and then just yank it out like that. I have seen on videos people do that, and that's not what this tool is intended for. It's meant for you to use it like you use your lip gloss. That's why it's in a lip gloss container. So instead of just yanking it out and powder going everywhere, if you pull it to the stopper inside here, you're right. If you pull the applicator to the stopper inside this tube and then you gently wipe off the excess, you're saving your product and you're actually using it the way that it's intended to be used. Because see, when I yanked it out, look at all the powder there. That's not how it was meant to be used. And when we first released this and a couple of videos were done, it was just people who bought it. They would just yank this thing out. And I'm like, ooh, that's not exactly how you do that. But that's it right there. Okay, so one of the things that I mentioned about this first card was I didn't use the part that I cut out inside the shaker, and I don't like it because of that. If I had have used this die cut piece and put it inside the shaker, it would look more cohesive, right? So that's what we're going to do here, and I'm going to show you and just an easy way to do this so that you get the back there. So we're going to grab a scrap piece of paper or a piece of paper. And I'm going to cut it down just so that's not quite as big as it is. But you still want it to be big enough to cover this, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in the center of this piece. So I'm going to grab my glue. And I'm going to mount this in the center. And what this is going to do is this is going to leave me plenty of room to take and put this over it to create my shaker. And then I can just either take this to the paper trimmer or grab a pair of scissors and trim the excess away. So knowing that, I'm going to let this dry real quick. I'm going to grab some sequins, and I'm actually going to put these onto here. And you know what? I'm not worried that they all went. I'm just going to take those few that decided not to play nice, and I'm going to push them to the side. I am going to grab a couple of more things. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I had to grab some snowflakes because, I mean, our whole card is based off of snowflakes, right? So we're just going to take a couple of these and lay them inside our shaker part here. And one thing about this, I used a thinner foam, so you don't want to go too thick. Now, if you're using a thicker or double foam, go as thick as you want. That's completely up to you. But I feel like we need some snowflakes. Snowflake dies. I know what you're thinking. There's so many snowflakes, but we don't have snowflakes. And that would just make this complete. Now, I'm going to make sure there's nothing on there. I'm just going to lay this down, line it up. And there's my shaker. Just that simple. All we need to do is grab our scissors and cut the excess away. And now we're ready to add this to our card. Okay, so we can do this, and then we can pop this up even higher if we choose to, or we can put it back in there. That's completely up to us. I'll probably end up popping it up because, once again, I'm a dimension girl. I really love dimension. This is the only thing I don't like about dimension, is trying to get the backing off of the foam strips. And this is foam strips that I bought, I don't know how long ago. But I was like, no, you bought them. You're going to use them. So that's what we're doing. We're using them. Yes to the snowflake. See, I told you she's my yes person. Yes, do it. Yes, do it. Yes, do it. Let's see if I can center this up. I usually eyeball everything. But you notice I put the glue to the back so that I could have a little bit of wiggle room. I don't know, but I'm thinking that looks pretty dang good to me. All right, well, it is what it is at this point, right? So I am gonna pop this up because I like the dimension that that's giving that. Don't ask me what I'm going to do with it once I get it on here. I have no clue. But I am burning through this old adhesive as we make this video or do this live. So far we've used our pen and plan stencil. We've used our snowflake stencil. And now we're using the Layer It die set. And Carrie or Karen, can you make a note for me to check on those things being in the markdown? So check to make sure that the pen and plan stencil and die bundle are in fact on that markdown list, and also the Layer It. Please and thank you. I feel like I should be making something fabulous, but you know what? Some days we just don't have it fabulous in us, right? Well, that's a lie. Some days we don't have it in us to make fabulous cards. How about that? And with the day I was having yesterday, I was not fabulous. I was like a feral gremlin yesterday. My poor husband, when he came home, I was like, I'm in a mood. He's like, I can see that, laughing at me the whole time. It does help with it, getting it laid down. It seems a little bit excessive, but it does make a difference. And I love this. So just that little bit of thin foam tape just gives it enough dimension. And because I use the thin foam tape, the snowflakes are staying exactly where they're at, but the other little pieces are still shaking around. Can you see that? Isn't that? That's kind of pretty, right? I love those colors together. They're definitely not your traditional Christmas colors, but I still really think they're fun. I love that. Now, this die set actually comes with tags. So what I was thinking was you could actually cut the tags out. I'm going to show you the die set. This is the die set I'm using right here. This is called Layer It die set. And you can see it has 3 tags in it. These little frames are amazing. I have a really cute Halloween card that I made using this frame with the ghost in the center here. Super cute with these little shaker pieces, the iridescent ones that I used. But I was thinking it would be cute if I stamped one of the pieces from the stamp set onto here and then just put it on here and tied a little bit of twine on it. Boom, meow. You probably could do more than one and put them together if you wanted to. How many people do we have in here with us still? Has everybody up and been like, okay, I've had enough of her, I'm out? Which, hey, I'm okay with that. It is a good color palette. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, breaking out my little Platinum Scout here to do some die cutting. Is anybody else going to the Spellbinders event in August? Is there anybody in here with us other than us? 7 people. Views. Did everybody leave? Okay, so we have our tag. I think I want to ink blend it and stamp it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab my little mat here. I'm going to use some of this ink left on here and blend, 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 blend. I'm even going to add snowflake to it. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this and then let's see. I love this little guy so much, but I also like this guy too. Let's see. He fits on here. Yes. So we're going to do him in black. We're going to go ahead and take all these off. Set them to the side. Black ink pad. Where did you go? There you are. It's starting to look like Helter Skelter in here. All right. Oh, and see, it even has our little Merry Christmas sentiment on there. I love that little guy. He is so good. Okay. We're going to take him. We're going to dig in our pieces here. I want this tiny one right here, I do believe. We're going to make it a little bit exaggerated because, well, it just needs to be a big nose. Now, we do have red pearls that would be really, I've used for this, but I don't know. I was like, he needs to have a big red nose, right? He's cute. Oh, that is so cute. We just need a little bit of twine. Or a little bit of my favorite tinsel thread. Have you guys used any of this tinsel thread before? I love it. And I'm going to show you why I love it so much. I'm going to run this through here. And then I'm going to pull all of this through here and pray that it stays. It did not. All right, you know what? We're going to just tie it. It is a little bit, it can be a little bit difficult to work with, but saying that, it is worth the aggravation once you get it on there and you do your little, it's just like tinsel. It curls up. Well, this one is not wanting to cooperate. Go figure. Things that go wrong when you're doing a live, right? See how it curls up like that, though? I love that. I'm just going to put it off to the side. Not shabby for someone who didn't have a plan. Is it great? I guess that depends on who you ask. Okay, so I am going to wrap this up and get cleaned up over here. I don't know, I think that's kind of cute. And I did go in with more foam. Now you could even come in and put some of the glitter around if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. But just fly by the seat of your pants. I think it turned out kind of cute. It could be better, but it is what it is. This is actually my favorite thing, though. I love this, and I would probably put this on a card and end up using it. So, yeah, if you want more inspiration using the Pen and Plan stencil and die bundle, along with the Happy Holidays and Express stamp set, join us again next Thursday when Carrie is going to be here, probably pulled together more than myself, sharing a card with you. I really did not plan on making a second thing. I was just going to show you this for inspiration, but I decided, well, let's just go ahead and do it. She'll have it more together than me. And then the third Thursday, I promise, will be much better. We hope that you guys enjoy the lives. We will be probably doing a little bit of editing with them and then putting them up on our YouTube channel and probably adding them over on our, maybe once in a while, adding them to the website so you'll have easy access over there to them as well. Let us know what you want to see. That always helps. What products that we have would you like to see us work with? Leave comments below and giving us suggestions. Just let us know. We do have something new coming in August that we are really excited about. I cannot wait for you guys to see what's coming. Oh, hi and welcome from Oregon. And yes, we love Cobblestone Creek Studios. She is absolutely amazing. And yeah, so let us know. And we look forward to continuing these lives. They'll be every Thursday, unless something comes up and we can't get to it. But the plan is every Thursday, there will be a live here and we'll have some crafting and some fun things happening. And I think next week we're working on something for a freebie that we'll be giving away during the live. It might be like something printable or something along the lines of that. That would help you with the Pen and Plan stencil and die bundle if you wanted to use it. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you guys joining us today. Like I said, it was very by the seat of my pants. I appreciate you so very much for sticking with me if you did. I love you guys, and we will be chatting with you again next Thursday. So until then, take care, and we'll see you guys later.